Oh, hey. How are we today? A little quiet? Yeah, I'm feeling a little down myself. Nothing drastic, just a little sad from the winter. Maybe a little anxious that I should feel so sad and tired for what feels like no reason. You know, just a kick of self-produced anxiety resulting in indistinct sadness. Anyway, whenever I'm feeling depressed, I like to go back and watch my favorite shows. And one of my favorites to visit is 2003's Teen Titans. Remember? Inspired by DC's Titan comics? Featuring Starfire, Raven, Beast Boy, Cyborg, and that other one I can't remember? I'm kidding, it's Robin. You dingus. These guys are iconic. A group of youngsters coming together each week to fight the forces of evil. I love it. I love the wit, I love the charm, and I think the show ended too soon. I wish there was a way to really bring that magic back.
Fuck that man.
Where is this?
Right in the middle of the best
Oh, what is this? Okay, so the Teen Titans have been through a lot in the last 10 years. I can't wear this. This is so itchy and terrible. Oh my god, stupid bit. It's a stupid bit. You get it. You get it. Two drastic reimaginings have divided the fan base quite a bit, because now we have three popular versions of the comic books. We've got Teen Titans Go, the comedic one, Titans, the serious take, and then we have the big boy, Teen Titans. To me, Teen Titans is better in every aspect. Admittedly, part of it might be due to nostalgia, but I also think that Teen Titans Go and Titans fall short because of their lack of theme and cohesive storytelling. So what is theme exactly? What is theme exactly? Basically, it's a through line that helps tie the narrative and the characters together, like humanity versus technology, the consequences of power and its corrupting influences, or the struggle of power between boobies and dragons in the same shot. Theme is the foundation that all the characters and the point of views are built on. So knowing that, we're going to talk about how Teen Titans differs from the others, where the other interpretations are lacking, and why. I thought dressing up in pajamas would be a fun idea for this. I'm a fucking idiot. Teen Titans is so freaking cool. Not only was Teen Titans an emotionally driven series, it also had an immense amount of charm and comedy that allowed us to connect to each character. The show takes your typical Warner Brothers animation and your Batman-esque drama, and balances that with a sharp comedic anime style. I love it. On top of that, the visuals are beautiful, and the characters are diverse and unique, and they play off each other extremely well. I think it was the first of its kind to really tell a dark and serious narrative without sacrificing its humor. I like to think that Teen Titans walked so that Avatar and Steven Universe could run. The unifying theme of Teen Titans generally circles around trusting your friends, working with others, and most commonly how to deal with being an outcast. Which is like neat and all, but I can't relate. Right, Kirby plush? Okay, interesting point. What do you think, other Kirby plush? Okay, well, what do you guys know? The show lasted 5 seasons until its cancellation, but then was brought back 10 years later for a triumphant return! I'm kidding, we got Teen Titans Go. Okay, so where Teen Titans is split 50-50 between comedy and drama, Teen Titans Go is just comedy. And that's not a bad thing. It actually makes a lot of sense to take this series in that direction. At the time of its production, we had a lot of story-driven cartoons. We had Gravity Falls, Over the Garden Wall, Star vs. the Forces of Evil, Adventure Time, Steven Universe. It would be hard to compete in a market with a show that touches on similar emotional stakes, and exploring a different kind of cartoon with a different audience and style is a smart thing to do. Teen Titans Go is not a bad series. It deserves a lot of love for how much work Cartoon Network put into it. They incorporated a different art style, they have unique writers, and they brought back the original voice cast, which is integral when you're reviving a show. But the big problem there is that Teen Titans isn't a revival, it's a new concept. Unlike Powerpuff Girls or Pokemon Sun and Moon, Teen Titans Go is not a return to form or a hollow attempt to reignite an audience that is long gone and will never exist again. Teen Titans Go is a new experience with the only link to its predecessor being its voice cast. And unfortunately, that link is the biggest problem. And you might say, Kevin, You literally just praised them for bringing the cast back. And then I would go on to use Cyborg as an example. Cyborg's character was created to be a very strong presence that gets frustrated at loss because he wants to be the best.
I wish Robin were here.
Well, he's not. Don't you guys get it? They won, we lost. It's over.
But in Teen Titans Go, we have him doing this.
All I know is pain. All I know is pain. Lemon juice and a paper cut.
Yeah, so it comes off a little unmotivated. And this is not the actor or the writer's fault. It's not anybody's fault. Comparing these two shows is supposed to be like comparing cars and planes. Ideas that are related but clearly distinct. But as a fan who remembers the original, keeping the same voice cast draws a parallel to its predecessor regardless of context. And since there's no setup or explanation why these characters are now cartoon fluff, it just doesn't mesh with the universe that already exists. Seeing Raven with a goofy smile on her face is like watching Taylor Swift at the BET Awards. Not completely unwelcome, but definitely out of place, and you remember it for the wrong reasons.
Okay, you're freaking me out here. The white robe and smile are weird enough, but hugs? Are you still you?
Ironically, Teen Titans Go to the Movies fixes all of this. They spend some time in the beginning to explain that these are basically just selfish kids doing it for the glory.
They're finally going to make a movie about me! Finally!
Alfred, the movie.
It's time to clean up this city.
That actually does look pretty good.
I'll see it.
Something as simple as that gives context to the song and the blasé silliness. It's great. Mwah. Loved the movie. But we lose all that in the TV show. And since there's no real cohesive theme to bring everything together, it's just chaos. But, to be fair, chaos can be a theme. Compare it to The Amazing World of Gumball. Characters scream and overreact while nonsense ensues around them, but the problem usually is taken care of when they stop to take a breath and find the simplest solution. This is aided by the way the cartoon is designed. Everyone looks like they've been ripped from a different show or atmosphere, but everyone pretty much just gets along no problem. As if to say, the world is crazy and weird, and that's okay, just be yourself. So, to be fair, none of my critiques actually apply to anyone who hasn't seen Teen Titans. The problem lies with its lack of substance and cohesiveness compared to its predecessor. Teen Titans Go doesn't do any harm. I just wish it had a little more grit. Why is it getting blue? This seems like too much grit. This seems like an overcorrection. Okay. There's a lot going on with Titans. Not all of it's bad. It has a lot of good elements, but all of those good elements are just a distraction from the lack of character development. Let's recap. In season 1, we are introduced to Dick Grayson, who has denounced being Robin until later he decides to be Robin and then not again. Then, in a genius plot device, Coriander loses her memory after her spaceship crashes on Earth, or after becoming a Russian hooker. That part is unclear to me. Then we have Raven, the daughter of pure evil, who has amazing powers and can basically read thoughts until she's tricked by someone who lies to her. And this guy. I actually don't remember who that is. I don't think he got much screen time. This team of heroes.
Technically, we were never really a team.
Okay. This collaboration of acquaintances has to protect Rachel from herself and save the world from its ultimate destruction. Cool plot, right? Except none of that matters. Without a theme, plot doesn't matter. The villain at the end could be Big Wheel. No one cares. The show carries no cohesive or thematic structure throughout the entire series. Not to say it doesn't try. There's this running theme between characters about them being scared or not knowing or understanding every aspect of themselves.
There's something inside of me, something evil.
Don't be Batman or Robin. Be something else. Someone else.
Who?
It's like I'm inside something controlling it, but it has control too.
When I play ball, bad inside me comes out in a different way. A good way.
These words often have a double meaning. Take control of, or take care of.
And that's a great theme, discovering who you are through the consequences of your actions. That's a simple premise, and it can be explored over and over again, but it's never elaborated on. I've always believed that plot comes from characters and their choices, but I don't feel like I know any of these people.
This not knowing a thing about myself thing is starting to get really fucking old.
Oh boy. Did Starfire just kiss me? Because we're speaking the same language. But I get it. I'm judging this show as a team dynamic, which is what I wanted it to be. Maybe it's the editing or the direction, but what we got actually feels more like a story that follows Robin's journey as he's evolving into Nightwing. And on paper, that's awesome, but the show doesn't show any growth or any active choice between sidekick or vigilante leader. It's the story equivalent of going to Target. You went, you saw some stuff, you were mildly entertained, but you went for toilet paper, and now we have 2 Kirby plush dolls. It's pretty obvious with Robin's story. His detective or partner co-worker is killed off-screen without his knowledge by the nuclear family. Then, the nuclear family is killed off-screen without Robin's knowledge. He says he's trying to help Raven while constantly lying or trying to pawn her off on his ex. He has a sex scene with Coriander that goes absolutely nowhere. He doesn't want to be on a team with people that feel safer around him. He seems jealous of Jason Todd, the new Robin that takes Dick's place after he leaves Batman, but then burns his suit. Like, pick a lane, guy. Or, let's see the consequences of this character not picking a lane. Robin's story is so inconsistent, you think it's trying to defend itself from collusion with Russia. What's the style? What's the tone? What am I supposed to feel? I'm going to continue with my Target analogy. There's a bunch of delightful shit in there. I got a Clefairy. But I didn't go to Target to buy a Clefairy. I need my toilet paper, and there was none. As a whole, Titans doesn't bring anything new to the table. It kind of just feels like a project that was rushed or had too many cooks in the kitchen. When you tell stories about people doing crazy or outlandish things, the audience has to be on board emotionally in order to understand why these characters think they're so special that they can just ignore the laws of physics. Titans' aspiration to be dark and brooding only comes off superficial and distant. Then, its lack of theme creates inconsistencies with every character. Dark stories don't come from what characters do. It comes from why they do them. Teen Titans understood that. Titans completely missed the mark.
I'm done. I told you I was done. We're over.
We're not over. Come back to me. Forgive me. I love you.
Please stop. Please stop getting my hopes up. Just stop.
I can't stop. I won't.
I am not a toy you can play with when you're bored or lonely or horny. I am not the girl the guy gets at the end of the movie. I am not a fantasy. If you want me, earn me. Until then, we are done.
Hi, it's me again. Thanks for sticking around. There's one question I did not answer at the beginning, and that's why I dressed up in pajamas for this crappy little video. The answer is simple. I like capes.